Many of us continue the search. The search for secrets left over from the days long gone. Before the end of civilization, as we knew it. In a day in a world, in long abandoned ruins. Relics await, well hidden from prying eyes. In our world, there is only radiation, cold, desolation, and death. Has it been since the day the Cold War ended with mutual assured destruction? 15, 20. We are looking for a path that would lead our people out of the ruins. Mysteries of the past. But sometimes we forget the old adage. In the wastes, nothing is what it seems.
Okay. New game. Great character. This is one that fits what I want. I mean, that one looks good. Forest. Okay. Been looking at what to build, so be here. Something like that. And you can actually see here what things do. Sensei does give us endurance decks, hand-to-hand, melee weapons, dodge. So, we're gonna try and use up and up. This one. This one is very different. It has more information. You get stuff from see what bonuses you get and so on. Let's see. What else? Oops. Built it. Let's see, tinkering. That's learning. Obsec, and then we have bookworm. Also this one. Best of the class, we get 3 skill points and 1 ability point each time we level. And we have here. The plot armor. They used to avoid a knockdown, which was important even in the first one we did. We're getting oak skin, more protection, deep pockets. We can carry more since we got minus on our distinction. That negates the carry weight. Juggernaut. Then we have throwing weapon. Throwing. So we're gonna use crossbows, so we get that one. Then it is that. That's this one, I think. We're gonna cost the one less section point, and then it was this one. And we play on normal just to learn. Because if you start here, you get less XP, you get a lot more random encounters. Play just to have a good time. Hopefully win some battles. CC.
Attention, Major. Everything you are about to hear is highly classified. We choose you for this briefing due to your activities in the Central Wastes 2 years ago. The information about the asteroid you delivered upon return from Krasnoznamenny greatly agitated the Central Command. Our science teams did not reach a solid conclusion, but all of them agreed that the potential impact of the asteroid would be devastating to all life in the wastes. This is why Central Command organized a special research group with the goals of studying the nature of the problem and finding possible solutions. For the last 1.5 years, the best minds of ATOM worked on this problem. Now it seems that, despite the current state of science and technology in the wastes, a solution has been reached. East of the Central Waste and our base of operations, there is a city called Trudograd. Once it was home to a special strategic manufacturing facility, the Inverter Factory, which was ran by a certain Professor Goryachov. As you know, Trudograd survived the war much better than most cities and towns of our motherland. Thus, it is possible that the facility still stands or even operates protected by the city walls. This facility is very important to our cause. Before the war, it was used to manufacture an experimental electromagnetic propulsion device, the RR-1 railgun. According to top-secret documents we uncovered during our research, this invention of Professor Goryachov was able to deliver special polymer-based projectiles straight into Earth's orbit, or even further into outer space at tremendous speeds. If this information can be trusted, this device might just happen to be humanity's sole chance at destroying the asteroid before impact. Your mission is to venture into Trudograd, find Professor Goryachov and scout out the inverter facility for any traces of the RR-1 railgun. If the propulsion device will be found, we will take it from there, securing entry and spotting it to HQ for further study and usage against the asteroid menace. Good luck, Major, and let there be ATOM.
You're sitting in a small clearing in front of a blazing campfire. The autumn forest surrounds you, and it creaks peacefully in the dead of night. The air hangs heavy with the promise of snow and the beginning of winter. The fire crackles softly with the branches that you feed it, enchanted by the darting, dancing flames. Crackling wood and the hiss of boiling sap are the only sounds in your tiny campsite. With a sigh, you stretch your back and gaze over at your surprised guest. He's a short fellow, hunchbacked and raggedly dressed. He emerged from the tall trees about an hour ago and asked if he could warm his bones by the fire. Surprisingly, you disregarded your hard-earned knowledge of the wastes and agreed. Now, he's sitting on the opposite side of the fire, his face hidden in the shadows of a hood. His silence is unnerving. You begin to regret allowing the stranger into your camp. Maybe saying something would help ease the tension?
Him? Start singing, huh? Quite nice, isn't it?
The stranger looks away, up from the fire, and stares directly at you. Or at least it feels like he's staring. You cannot make out his face. Yes, no wind, he says in a calm and very soothing voice. A moment later, he asks, "Are you traveling from far away?"
Um, no, I'm local through and through.
Well, if you say so. The man falls silent once more, but then throws a dry stick into the flames. Sparks fly up like a cloud of fireflies into the cold heavens as he asks, "Did you hear what happened in Krasnoznameni? The city to the west of here." You feel a strange urge to tell him the truth. Who knows why? Perhaps telling someone about your adventures will make them more real. Maybe even grant them some kind of meaning.
That every person in Krasnoznameni is not part of one vast hive mind.
What has this world come to? Hive minds, visitors from the past, parallel worlds. The war severely altered what people perceive as reality. The stranger adjusts his hood and sinks down into a pile of old clothes. I suppose, with a turn of event like these, Dan's factory gang and that sweet little village of Atradnoye were doomed. He shivers slightly. Silence reigns again for a while, until a wolf's howl in the distance causes you to look around frantically. Danger lurks in every corner of the wastes, and it pays to be cautious. Why then did you so calmly choose to share your campfire with this odd fellow, a man you know nothing about? As if on cue, the stranger speaks again. "And what happened in the trading hub, Paragon? Do you know?"
Well, Paragon is doing what? It's growing.
Glad to hear not all is lost in that corner of the wastes. The man stretches his arms up as if to pluck a low-hanging star. Tell me, who did you share your travels with back then? I know it's kind of a personal question, but indulge me, please.
So, we did it solo though, but if I want a companion, can I pick X again here? Do I get him? Or if I pick the first one, do I get two? Let's see if let's see.
The man nods
You pick
and
which
again
hexagon.
gazes down into the fire. You take a drink from your water flask and hold it out to share. He shakes his head no. 5 hard minutes of silence follow until you've had your fill of waiting and guessing. You lean forward, focus exactly on the darkness within the man's cowl, and in a stern voice, ask.
Who am I talking to? Introduce yourself.
Over the years, people have given me many different names, your guest states without emotion. But isn't it true that names, like other words, have no intrinsic meaning? Words are senseless, unless living people recall them and give them purpose. Thus, when we meet again, I will once more become nameless.
Oh no, could this be?
Of its own accord, your companion's hood slides limply away. But its absence reveals not a human head, but a glowing, undulating sphere of crimson fire. A deadly star. You yelp aloud, for a moment willing yourself to run, but already the night has vanished, dissolved in the haunting red glow. Never again shall you be able to hide from the invisible gaze of your nightmarish guest. That gaze is cruel and indifferent, and the lands it oversees are barren, burnt down to nothing but ashes and splinters of stone. You are so entranced by the endless landscape of utter obliteration that at first you do not notice how your own body has started burning. You are ablaze on the inside, like a bunch of cinders twisted into human form. And the wild, frigid winds scatter your ashes across the surface of the dead earth.
Ah! Damn, that was a nightmare. And where's my hat? Where's my backpack? Incoming transmission. You got the portable radio. We're giving back at base. Down the earpiece and turn the dial. Sounds like HQ calling to confirm you made it into the city. Come in, Static. Come in. God damn it, can you hear me? Checking in. This is Boris. I hear you loud and clear. Over. Hello? This is Vasily, the communication specialist. What type? That turns out to operate his voice again. Okay, now it's working. This is communication specialist Vasily. 2104. Do you read me over? Now I can hear you. What's going on back there? Over. Oh, funny it works. The transmission tower is pretty old, you know. You want to send an expedition to look for parts. Or, loud crackling drowns out his voice. Damn it. Anyway, how are you? Did you make it to Trudograd? Over. Yes, I'm in Trudograd. I stopped at an inn in the outskirts of the city and slept. I'm awake and ready to go. Over. Then I replied, the radio produced another storm of white noise. You remove your earpiece and listen at a distance. Soon the static dies down and you catch a few more words from HQ. Not gonna lie, I couldn't make out any of that, but I hope you're doing good. Just don't get into any trouble. Everyone on the base is rooting for you. And it's pretty obvious why. You probably know this already, but those green-eyed zombie things are building a huge observatory in the middle of it. There's not many just to watch the asteroid. Seems like the Hesperian star is actually on a collision course with Earth. The mission is very, very important to everyone. Speaking of the mission, do you want me to remind you of your objectives? Over. Why not? Remind me. Over. First and most important mission is to find the railgun. It should be located inside the inventory factory. Although our intel suggests the factory is now ruined, the railgun is quite a bit bigger than a water pistol, so I doubt it's lost. Probably still standing wherever they left it. Second mission is to find Professor Goriash, the head engineer on the railgun project. According to some admittedly older, 4 years old intelligence, he's still living somewhere in the city. These are your objectives for the time being. Use your portable computer if you need to refresh your memory again. It's very useful and stores all kinds of information, including a personnel file and a journal program. Over. Alright, I'll check it in the hour. I'm checking right now. Got anything important to say? Over. Or static? Just let me finish briefing this goof and we'll take a smoke break. Oh, Boris, you still there? I'm ready to repair this hunk of a junk radio. Remember you have amber level clearance, so you can always contact us yourself. Good luck out there. Over and out. Over and out. Yeah. You jammed the door of the closet holding your room key. It's an unfortunate mistake, but not that it. You pick the lock, hold the left mouse button on the door and choose lockpick. Open inventory and left click and drag key into slot 1, see image. Just place the key in your character's hand and left click the door to unlock and open it. Let me see it. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Shotgun jumps. Hey, dandelion first, I'm all yours. What the heck?
О, кого я вижу?
Nearly 4 years, a well-dressed fellow with many rings and heavy gold, possibly polished copper chain. Looks you up and down, clicks his tongue and gestures at his nearby women. Came here to have some fun? Alright, whom do I have the pleasure of addressing? Ah, so you don't know. I'm a pimp, baby. Dandelion the pimp is what they call me. I would like to ask a couple of questions first. I would say with you, I don't like you very much, so it's safe to assume that other people around here won't find you especially charming either. But I suppose I can give you a couple of minutes because I have a big heart. What can you tell me about Trudograd? Let me tell you, this world is a cold and hostile place, and the amount of metaphorical firewood needed to keep everybody safe and warm is limited. Trudograd has the biggest bonfire in the region, keeps all of the Trudogradians happy. But keep in mind everybody loves a bonfire, especially those who got the short end of the stick. And your point is? People quickly get accustomed to the easy living here. They tend to forget how they used to fight over things like food and clean water. Take things by force from anyone weaker. And if you ever start to get a bit too comfortable, you might end up in a ditch trying to breathe through a brand new slit in your neck. I'm exploring employment opportunities. In that case, you come to the right place, don't worry. The task at hand is unconnected to my main area of work. So interested, baby? Sure, why not? What's the task? This clown Valerian Tulipov owes me 500. Make that 700 including interest rubles. That's a lot of moolah. He was supposed to pay me back today, but unsurprisingly the slimy fuck disappeared. I'm starting to get a little bit concerned. His wife might know where he is. My address is 9 Kolotushkin Street. All my usual enforcers are busy right now. That's why I'm outsourcing this project to an expert freelancer. You. I'm blush, baby. I can tell you're a seasoned adventurer. What can you tell me about Valerian? He's your average Trudogradian knuckle dragger. Back when famine stalked these streets, the city organized food runs, so there's called expeditions. Valerian used to go out with the crew. That's why the city pays him a pension. He survives on government handouts and the money he stole during his years on the job. How come we owe money to a pimp? Ha! He has a weakness for the ladies, or perhaps on the contrary, he's extraordinarily strong. Depends on your point of view. The guy stops by here every now and again. The prices are quite reasonable, especially compared to the official brothel. Okay, what else should I know about him? What else? Yeah, it's coming back to me now. Curious coincidence. Some rough cats were passing through here a while ago. One of my girls mentioned they were asking about Valerian. Didn't think much about it, figured they must be friends of his, but maybe it's not that simple. What else did she say? Who was looking for him? Don't know. According to her, they had a northern accent but were still polite. That's a rarity in this day and age. In any case, the only lead we have is Tulipov's wife, Ruta. Go talk to her at their house in Kolotushkin Street. Finish your job and of course I'll pay you for your time. You guys get a lot of the clients here? I get enough. A lot of travelers, traders and other decent folk come to the city. My beauties helps them relax. Get to share some music gossip with me? There's a rumor in certain circles that the owner of this hotel is into some shady stuff. I try not to think about it too much. After all, who isn't involved in so-called shady dealings these days? Yeah. Then can we change the subject? Yep. See you later. The job.
Очень рад вас видеть.
Yep, just a second. Okay. Back and let's see, where are we gonna put ourselves? Yeah, maybe. A middle-aged man with green temples gives you a friendly wink. As you approach, he extracts a deck of cards from his pocket with a business-like air. What a deck it is! Instead of traditional suits where there are weird pictures, icons, numbers, and short inscriptions. Welcome to the city. How about celebrating your arrival with a little bomber gun match? We don't even need to wager if you're out of practice. Well, I want to ask a bunch of questions. I'd love to play around the cards, but sure, let's talk. What's your name? I am player, not the player. Yes, player. I once put the name up as a part of wager and lost. Well, we have no personality, so... Are you serious, dude? Of course I am. Bubblegum is a serious game and it requires serious sacrifices. What do you do here? Mostly sit in a guest house waiting for new bubblegum players. Sometimes I also work as a wood turner. But let's not talk about the bad times. What can you tell me about the city? A lot of people criticize Trudograd, claiming immigrant workers from the north are deliberately kept in poverty. Pensions are tiny and the authorities are trying to drive out older folks. New rooftop constructions are going to collapse, taking the entire city with them. But here's my trump card. This is where Bumblegun was invented. Checkmate, critics. Any hot rumors to share? Here's an interesting one. Some bubblegum cards are based on real-life celebrities like Sioma Voronok or Cohen from Birobidzan. Do you know that Rap Boy is based on Krasnosnameni Mayer? At least that's what the Trudograd papers say. Okay, change subject. Tell me about this bubblegum. It's the most popular card game in Trudograd, our cultural legacy created by Chores Zimonov, a gifted cartoonist and prisoner of conscience. While the Northerns fiddle around with rummy and poker, primitive games of chance, the wise man of Trudograd solves strategic dilemmas that would baffle Admiral Nelson himself. If you're unfamiliar with Bumblegun, I won't let you go without at least teaching you the basic. How can a card game not be based on chance? Well, chance does feature in the game. You might call it one of the key factors. Or even the only factor, but it has nice pictures and... Look, do you want to learn it or not? Come on, teach me already. The man claps his hands with joy. I'll be honored. I'll even give you a set as a present. It's unopened, see? I always keep one or two on hand for new players. The eccentric fan of Bumblegun hands you a foldable square vaguely reminiscent of a chessboard and a deck of cards wrapped in oil paper. A tutorial? Oh, crap. Okay. Welcome to the game. Bumblegun is a card game in which you and your opponent play as leaders of two warring city-states. The 6 cards you dealt every turn are actions you can perform to lead your city-state to victory. Depending on the type, the cards can create resources for your city, use resources to attack the enemy, build defensive fortifications in your city. Everything is mentioned is represented by all sorts of indicators. Let me show you the features. Okay, next. These points represent the condition of your city. Some call these help points. Successful enemy attacks will lower these points. Some of your cards will also consume some of these points to cause massive damage to the enemy city or enemy resource. Watch your health points like a hawk. When the number hits 0, the city will be destroyed and you will lose the game. These are armor points, which represent the defenses the city has. If you have any armor points with the opponent attacks you, the armor points take damage before your health points. This is very good for your city since armor points can always be replenished by playing certain cards, while your health points cannot be restored. These are action points. The amount of cards you can play per turn depends on how many action points you got. Every card in Bumblegun has an action point value which you need to meet in order to play. Unlike all other resources which we will discuss later, action points cannot be gained via card use or lost due to an attack. Action points are added 1 point per turn. In the first turn of the game, both you and your opponent have 1 action point. 2 during the second turn, and so forth until 10 per player. These are food points, which show how much food your city has in stock. You can add this resource by playing certain cards. Some attack cards can only be used if you have enough food points. These are housing points, which show how much living space the city has. You can add these resources by playing certain cards. Some attack cards can only be used if you have enough housing points. Let us gaze upon the cards you have. Your first card is a Dugout. This is a resource card which will cost you 1 action point. This fact is represented by a black triangle with the number 1. When you play this card, it will add +1 housing point to your city resource pool. This information is represented by a picture of a house with the number 1 here. The second card is Kiosk. This is a resource card that will cost you 1 action point, and blah blah blah. Will add 1 food point. Okay. Third card is Trench. Should cost 2 action points. This card will add 3 armor points to your city. Nothing to get more complicated. 4th card is Scolia. This is an attack card, okay. So it will do 2 damage. And it needs 1 housing. And it will need 1 action point, but it also needs 1 food use. Yeah, so the red skull is health points. The card will attack your enemy city for, and it will destroy 1 housing. Okay. And Turnip Remembrance Day. This one would cost 3 action points. It gives us 2 food, 2 housing, and 2 armor points. Then we have is Yoma Voronok. A powerful card that deals 3 points of damage to our own city, but does 3 hit points to enemy, 3 food, and 3 housing. Okay. Okay, in Bubblegum you can redraw a single card each turn, but you can only do this at the start of your turn before any cards were played. This card is exchanged with a random new one from the deck. Okay. Just for fun. Let's just try this out. Oh, that one was kind of dumb to use because it didn't have any food. Oh. Oh wait, we have like so many. Oh. Didn't think about that. Actually, I thought we just gonna have one. Oh yeah, so it increases with every turn. Hmm. Hmm. Tie. Okay, yeah, I forgot it actually you start with one and it increases every time. Hmm. 6. Hi. Oh well. Back to the game.
У меня так много...
One dressed dark-haired man in his furs leans on the counter and looks you over from head to toe. Doesn't seem like a threat. How can I be of service? What doesn't seem like a threat? Why did you look at me like that? Don't mind me, I must have been deep in thought. Have a seat and get yourself a drink. Have a nice day. You too. Could you answer, what is it? Could you answer a couple of questions? Sorry, but I really don't have time to talk to you. I'm waiting for someone. Could you at least tell me why you gave me such a weird look when you first saw me? Don't mind me, I must have been deep in thought. Have a seat, get yourself a drink. Sleeping lady gives you an intense look, gently shakes her head and returns to her clean without saying word. What's going on? What do you mean? Please don't interrupt my work. Woman pouts and turns away. The conversation is going nowhere. Okay. Let's see if we got somebody here. That slightly drunk man is looking around condescendingly at the other patron. Seeing you, he spits out the toothpick he was absently chewing. Salute, are you here on business or just looking around the city? Have we met? Hehe. No, but you're the one who came to me. Alright, you can call me Casalibin. Visiting Trudograd on business and promoting my book series. Cool, can you tell me more about it? Sparked you interested, right? Perfect, I've written a number of books about a certain ATOM agent who went in search of a missing general 2 years ago and exposed a terrifying conspiracy along the way. Trust me, it's going to be a real bomb. Interested, could I read some of your work? I would loan it to you, but I don't want anyone stealing my brilliant ideas. It's based on real events, but who knows what actually happened. Not me. I had to invent a few details here and there, but that's what gives zest to the story. My establishment made it so much more than a truthful account. Where did you learn about this agent? Good morning, village boy. Did you just emerge from the bottom of a rabbit warren or something? You wreaked so much havoc around Chrysostomany that 7 people digging with 7 spades for 7 years still could not get down to the truth. The people are writing books about me now. That's unexpected. So you're this agent? Look, mister, if I had a rusty kopeck for every time someone tells me he's a famous celebrity, I would be a millionaire. Or a billionaire. Maybe even a trillionaire. Okay. Well, good luck with your writing, I guess. Thanks. Is there anything else you want to know? I'm honestly not in the mood for a lengthy discussion. What are you doing here in the tavern? Mans give you a doubtful look and shrugs. You're apparently less than convincing. I see. Okay, I better go now. Okay. You approach the innkeeper at the bar. You're too tired to talk too much yesterday, but now that you're well rested, why not? He greets you pleasantly. Hello, dear comrade. How did you sleep? Hope the bedbugs didn't bite. Bedbugs? Please, not even the last night's storm could wake me. Good to hear, but if you do find yourself itching, please tell me right away. We Trudogradians value our hospitality above all else. Innkeeper seems about to add something, but instead he smacks himself on the forehead. Yes, don't worry about bedbugs at all. I just remember something really important. After you went to bed last night, this fellow started asking questions about you. What a twist. What did he ask? Nothing special. I wanted to know whether I knew you someplace else. I told him it was your first time visiting our establishment and maybe the city itself. Guessing he was intrigued by your stature and your gear. These adventures are rare in these parts. Can you tell me where this guy is now? Very not. I've seen him a couple of times in the outskirts, but he doesn't come in here often. Well, nothing to be. Was he spying me? Where did he come from? He was sitting at the table when he came in yesterday. Sneaky little fellow. Told me to call him Pencil. Don't believe that's his real name, though. Shocking, right? Thanks for the warning, I guess. Don't worry about it. I'm sure he was just an inquisitive citizen. Would like something to eat, or maybe one of our famous souvenirs? What souvenirs? I'm so glad you asked. I sent these medallions with an engraving of the city skyline. They are a tangible way of showing how Trudograd is the capital city of the Wastes. I only have a few left right now, but another batch will be ready soon. Would you look at that? Do they sell? Like pancakes, friend. Trudograd is famously civilized. Everyone wants a keepsake to take home with them. Where did you get these? Did you make them yourself? Oh no, I buy them from local craftsmen. Around the city, there are numerous villages filled with handymen. Make the orders to support the local professionals. Oh yay. Can we maybe discuss something else? That's my wishes, my command. In that case, I have some questions for you. Fine. Listening, what can you tell me about Trudograd? Pleasant place to live. The authorities never barge in and interfere in private businesses. And why? And do you know why? Because our leaders are successful businessmen themselves. We believe the rumors. Even the city police is a commercial enterprise. Isn't that grand? Privately? Okay, sounds very nice indeed. Of course it is. Imagine if anarchy ruled Trudograd. If anyone, and I mean anyone, attempted to fight the status quo, it would be a disaster. Everyone with backwards ideas like that must be punished just as brutally as in any totalitarian society, which we thankfully are not. Tell me about the hotel. I've only had this place for 2 years. Before that, I shared ownership with my uncle. I only ever asked 2 things from him. To up the salary of Lutka 1.5 with the waitress and to install a lightning rod on the roof. But since he never listened to me, Lutka ditched her job and left for the dead city, and the inn was struck by lightning. Since I don't speak ill of the dead, I'm not gonna tell you what I think about my uncle's management skills. New building I built all on my own, including the spacious cellar. I still owe money to some of the help. Will you give me some advice? In Trudograd, people are judged according to their looks or by their manners, and in critical situations by their smell. So I advise you to use cologne from time to time. Well, I'm not talking about you personally. You're a pleasant smelling fellow. Just saying. Any fun rumors? Never told you this, but did you know there's an underground revolutionary group here in the city? What are they fighting for, I wonder? Trudograd has it all. Got anything else? I want to scare you, but recently a caravan of the dead was spotted out on the steps. Not the walking dead, just a regular old dead. Everyone in the caravan. They hadn't been killed either. Though he is dead. The plague is coming. I'm sure of it. Anything else? Recent gossip says that some of Trudograd's mutant monsters are escapees from the burned down lab of Professor Vodkin, the mad genius. Too bad the asshole fled the city when people began to suspect him of gene splicing. He should have burned with his lab. God help us. Anything else? There's a city called Krasosnameni somewhere far away from here where the authorities were displaced by a gang of cultists. Now everyone out there shares a thing in mind. Sounds like a fairy tale to me. Anything else? The guy told me that they will soon be screening that movie in Trudograd. You know what I'm talking about, right? That movie folks made down south. You never heard about it? Okay. Change the subject. Some of what you have for sale. Okay, so what can I actually craft in this game? Is there like this? Oh, excuse me. Don't think. Okay. Oh. So, forgot that. Yeah. Sorry, but could you stay a while and listen? Yeah, what is it? Lost a very precious book somewhere in the inn. So this novel I've been writing. I know it sounds foolish, but I'm an inspiring offer. Please don't go out of your way, but if you happen to stumble upon it, I would be very grateful if you could return it to me. I reward you too. Keep an eye out. Oh yeah, right click, yes. Before the war, Trudograd's climate was mild, with every little rainfall and high rate of evaporation. East, southeasterly, and northeasterly winds were common, with quite arid winds in the summer months. This type of climate was common to semi-arid desert zones. After the war, the city's humidity increased exponentially. This was most probably due to excessive flooding and the transformation of riverside lands to swamp. The exact reasons behind this change are unknown. At the moment, climate in the city outskirts is continental, with hot summers, average of 25 to 30 Celsius in mid-June, with a maximum recorded temperature of 50 Celsius. And long, cold winters, -1 to -2 Celsius in mid-January on average, with the lowest recorded temperature of -20. Trudograd scientists remain vigilant and carefully track all available climate data. They're also developing new ways of controlling weather in the region. Yeah. Esper Star. Okay. Do like that, and then we do this. Yeah, what button is that down to? Oh. Was wondering about putting your weapon away. A faint, grim-looking man wearing a doctor's hat wanders the small kitchen. He holds a metal spatula aloft with such grace you would think he was a royal scepter. Alright, time for chit-chat. What, you won't even answer a few questions for me? Not even one, probably. Can't you see I'm busy? Cook lifts a lid from one of the pots, and the kitchen is immediately filled with mouth-watering yet unusual aromas. You recognize the scents of brown beans, car batteries, sawdust, sauerkraut, and existential dread. All of this together reminds you of an ATOM mess hall. I must constantly salt the soup, add vinegar, and keep it well stirred. And your very presence keeps me from my duties. Have you seen any surrealist novels laying around? Surreal what? What the hell are you talking about? The owner of the hotel told me he lost some kind of manuscript. Oh, never figured the old Slater would be interested in writing. Here's my advice, forget about it. What good are novels? Go do what you came to the city to do, and don't waste your time futzing around in this dusty old inn. Hey buddy, tell me your name before I leave. You won't leave me alone until I do, huh? Look at my hat, I'm a cook, not a doctor. Sobakin the cook. Nice to meet you and farewell. Nice to meet you. I'll leave you be. That's a lot of goodies in there, man. Okay, so he's lost a Hold. Helps. So, oh crap, there was another dude. Let's just sell off. God damn it. Guess I was going in there. The heck, you're all the way over there, man. Usually I've been everywhere. It's just one room I couldn't get into. That's a question. Ah. The heck, you weren't even looking in my... Oh, god damn it. I wasn't even looking in our direction and see us notice it. Yeah, I've already been in here though. Alright. I'm bored. Who is the finely dressed fur hat wearing man? He seems extremely concerned about something. Do not pass by Sham. Maybe you can tell me your name first? Oh yes, Feratov, nice to meet you. Takes his hat off and immediately puts it back on. I'm in charge of the bathhouse here at the inn. My regards, and what do you want from me, Feratov? Thing is, the steam room isn't available at the moment, sighs heavily, because we got rats. If only someone would go in there and kill them all. But you suggest I undertake this extermination? Me? Suggesting no, never, makes a theatrical pause. But if you do, that would be marvelous. Of course they would. What would you give me in return? I don't have much in the way of rubles, but I can give you a free steam bath with all the trimmings. What do you say? Well, steam baths are quite titillating, but they sure are as titillating as all get out. So when you don't have the casual quacks and meds, a visit to the sauna might heal your wounds and diseases just as well, if not better. A bit. Take care of your rodent troubles. Awesome. So you won't have any trouble finishing off those grey vermin, and if you do, well, then I'll find someone else. But can you try to get it done by the end of the day? We'll see. Thanks for killing those critters, man. Well, now you got a free wash. Can you answer a few questions first? Lieutenant nods, scratching his beard thoughtfully. What's your name? Apollonary Crook Wings, but you can call me Bathminister Feratov. This sauna yours? Bathhouse is mine. A lady attendant used to work here with me, but sadly she was recently mauled by a bear. Man sighs and morosely shakes his head. It's a pity, the woman was good to me and hardworking too, so here's my advice, be careful. Nowadays even the once conquered beasts of the woods have lost their fear of us humans. But the city. Trudograd is restless. Rumor has it that Richie Riches from the government secretly fled south when they did, and whether it's true I don't know, but you must admit it's not encouraging. Heard of anything of interest lately? The lad passed by the inn a couple of weeks ago, glanced around at everything for the first time, so I asked him what cave did he crawl out of, and he told me that he came from paradise. I wonder what kind of paradise it was, maybe some sort of pre-war bunker. There's plenty of those hidden around the city, or so I heard. Okay, understood. Alright, gotta go. Play some chickens, come on. Usually it's not usually frowned upon. Sell them. Fair. That was a lot of nothing. Nope. Wonder how we can get into that room now. This book. I mean, it must be somewhere around here, right? Oh yeah! Paris in the lead. Nice. London Derby. Nice. Star. Well, I can't find it anywhere here. Mysterious gray-haired man is skillfully juggling an entire deck of cards. Oh, God. Come close to the magician, shoots your pierce and look quickly assemble his cards back onto the deck. Matrix is clear telling you he will show you a special trick for 40 rubles. Hello, could you answer a couple of questions for me? While he was checking his watch and nodding impatiently, must. Okay. Imposing woman in a mink coat and fashionable furniture and boots is watching the silent magician perform. From time to time, she throws a coin or two his way. I see a patron of the arts. I frown upon your brutish choice of words, young man. Please return to whatever shady drinking establishment you crawled out of. Damn, is the show any good though? You for yourself, young man. The young man is watching the silent magician's performance with great interest. He seems to be shivering from the cold. Care to have a chat, buddy? No, can do, Chief. I'm watching the show. Is the show worth it? Listen, piss off. Can you see I'm busy? Why are you out here in the cold? I don't want to go inside. I'm fine where I am. Who are you anyway? Mother to Teresa? Teresa deaf for all I care. Middle-aged woman with an impressive bouffant of grey hair is watching the silent magician perform, mouth agape in amazement. In a thoughtful tone, I wonder whom I could question on various topics around here. Woman looks too pleased, but says nothing. Interesting show, huh? Let's look at it yourself. What are you asking me for? Damn you. God damn, oh, some people. We have a map. Who are you then? Sweaty apple-cheeked man is staring at a magician performing his tricks in the street. Anticipating that you're about to speak to him, he turns and says, "What do you want? I'm kind of busy here, so make it snappy." Yeah, what are you looking at? Sure, what else? Come on now, something obviously bothering you. You'll feel better if you tell me. The man seems indecisive, but you manage to persuade him. He sighs. You got me fair and square. I'm watching the magician over there, Amadeus Telerov, waiting for him to reveal his secrets. The truth is, I want to become a professional magician myself. Any luck? Did you learn any of his secrets? Well, I can see how he does all his little tricks, but the most interesting ones are, how should I put it, quite tricky. You know, I might need your assistance, sure, but I would rather ask for it myself when there's a good reason for it. Could you at least answer a couple of general questions? Totally investigate out of him, man. Okay. A few too. That's all. Hey, buddy. Touching his head in his hands and staring down at his feet, this man is obviously wallowing in unhappy thoughts. Hello, comrade. The man sitting in front of the tent smiles sheepishly as you approach, as if trying to decide what to expect. Friendly conversation or a mean-spirited sucker punch. Something happened? Why the long face, man? Take a lot more charm than you got to entice a sad sack like this to open up to you. Okay, you need nothing, don't worry about it. To hell with that, I'll be on my way. Oh, come on, I want him to see if you... Can I ask you a few questions? Sorry, not in the mood to talk right now. What happened? Okay. Yeah, we don't have that much of a personality. Mines? Ooh. We're gonna try and get that one. As soon as the bent old man sees you, he croaks like a sick frog, slaps himself on the knee and beams with joy. Howdy, stranger. Perhaps give an old man a hand. Help Gurion the ruffian. Depends on what kind of help you want. You're right to ask. One should always check with what one's getting into. What if you agree and then ask you to do something ridiculous? Fetch the moon from the sky for me, or catch a whale in a mud puddle. I'm a crazy old man after all. But today my request is a simple one. See this radio? It stopped working. Can you fix it? Gurion extracts a battered portable radio from the deep folds of his clothes and hands it to you. Right, hand it over and I'll see what I can do. When I first saw you, I thought to myself, this disheveled fug is going to rob a defenseless old man, god damn it. My second thought was, perhaps I'm wrong and he will offer to help me with my radio. Now the prophecy is fulfilled. Here, take a look. Gentle now. What do I have? I have crappy attention. What is my technology? Bara winning. I'm gonna give you 2 bricks. That's 7. Got nothing that I want. I can't remember what my technology level is. No, with luck then. Yay! To the eccentric old man's surprise and your own, it works. One careful thump on the metal plate with the brand name Tourist, enough to revive the device. The radio now hisses and crackles with white noise. Tune the radio to a local station to make sure it will actually receive a signal. Before you have a chance to adjust it, the old man snaps his radio back with a happy exclamation. The first thing he does is turn the volume all the way up. Hooray! You did it! You fixed my Tourist! Alright, in time for my favorite drama, Candle Lagoon. A staple of my childhood. Thank you, son. Here, take this. 1 toadstool, a bottle of moonshine, and some brine for the morning after. Will do. Hand them over, Gramps. The old man produced a cleverly concealed basket with a toadstool, jar of brine, and a bottle of moonshine from under his coat and cheerfully pushes it into your hands. Then he turns away, enchanted by the roar of white noise coming from the radio. Oh, what thrills, what drama! Don't go to Candle Lagoon. Little islands for pirates are waiting there. Well, I won't distract you any longer. Burn barrel. Oh, can we cook on this? Can we see our okay, here we can see. Yeah, we're gonna need food here. Okay, let's take a gamble with mines. Okay, so we know there's a mine there. I mean, we could go like this and eventually get through, right? Oh, come on. I guess we're gonna have to wait. But we are gonna have to eat some food. Can you see here anything about hunger or... oh yeah, there we can see it. Oh no, oh crap, oh. I thought it worked the other way around, but okay. It was only a 200. Don't need to got food easy. Let's see. How does it look like here? A crooked man with an unkempt beard paces a tight, nervous circuit, throwing a furtive glance at the city gate and whispering grimly to himself. How should I act? Black goat, curse me, beard. How do I find the lad? Hey there, man! Well, somewhere deep in his voice, the man blinks hard twice and finally notices you. And hello to you too. Mighty sorry, I was just daydreaming about a certain dilemma. You wanted anything or what? Well, I would love to know what you were mumbling about just now. I sell salt and nuts on the highway, not the best business a man can tangle with, but it pays. One time this young feller bought all me nuts and acted all friendly like. He sat on a log near the road and chatted a day away. Told me he was an investigative journalist on his way to make an article about something yonder city. Investigative journalism is a dangerous job. Was he kidnapped or something? Oh, don't say such terrible things. Nobody kidnapped the kid. Just that after he left, I noticed he dropped his notebook. Probably fell out of his pack or something when he was saying his goodbyes. He had a whole list of people to interview in that thing. Here, let me show you. The man takes out a yellowed old spiral notebook, a few sheets of which are covered in handwriting. Look at here, numbers, names, something important for his interviews, I bet. So now I come here every day hoping to meet him again and give him back his papers. Even ditched my household chores for this, but he never come outside the gates. Why don't you look for him in the city? How should I put this? I have this agreement with the Trudograd's police. As long as I don't go near the city gates, they don't open fire. It's been a while since we struck this deal, but I don't really want to check whatever it's still in force. Maybe I could help you get this notebook to its rightful owner. Your new friend gasps with relief and flashes his crooked teeth in a wide grin. Listen here, that's just what I was thinking right this second. I can't go into the city, but yeah, sure can. Please find the kid and give him a notebook, I begs of you. The cow isn't milked me, pigs ain't slaughtered, my house is all dusty. I need to get back home. No problem, pal. Give me a notebook. Where should I look for this reporter friend of yours? He said he was going to Mikhail's tavern to write about the city's revolutionary movement as well as about his main assignment. Smart kid. You're helping me out big time here, buddy. I can finally get me things in order. Just don't forget about the poor fella. Give him the notebook and tell him old Pikey says hi, alright? Sure, do my best. Okay. To the loom. And time to visit buildings. A tall blonde woman says to you with her deep blue eyes. She looks very tired, perhaps worried. Who the heck are you? What do you want? My husband is working at the market, and if I scream, he'll be over here kicking you behind before you can say, Jack Robinson. Calm down, I'm just acquainting myself with the locals. Maybe some other time, I need to get back to my chores. Fine. Say, you look kind of concerned. Is anything wrong? The young woman looks doubtful at first, but it seems the troubles are bugging her so much she is willing to share them with a shady stranger like yourself. You won't believe this. Even my husband doesn't believe it, but whenever he's out of the house at night, some entity tortures me all night long and won't let me sleep. Lucky entity. Intellect. Did you say entity? Am I correct in assuming this is some kind of paranormal phenomenon? The young woman is startled to find out you're kind of smart. Yes, exactly. I'm haunted by this snooze no more devil. Oh my god. A foul little imp from northern folklore. He appears out of nowhere whenever my husband is away overnight for work. Oh man. That monster throws my clothes around the room and torments my soul until the break of dawn. What is this snoozomatic? What's it do to you? Besides throwing your clothes around? The woman looks up, she's about to cry. Everything imaginable, that's what. He shrieks and he bites me and pulls on my hair. Sometimes he drools on one finger and twirls it around in my ear. That little freak. But the worst part is that because of his devilish spell, I cannot scream for help or fend him off. When he's there, a kind of paralysis chains me to the bed until daybreak. Then finally the imp goes away. I was thinking I would ask the drunk who guards the parking lot to watch me sleep, but I doubt my husband would understand, so I must continue to bear this cross alone. Something to think about. Can we talk about something else now? Let me ask you a few questions. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we can remember that. Anybody home? No. Close the door behind you. Thank you. And me. I put, oh yeah, this, I put up Balsky, I'm interested in fun people in Trudograd. Rasmir is somewhere on Closton Street, number anonymous, I found it. Somewhere in Trudograd. Rap quarter. See, 3 targets, 1 week journal. It's gonna be a tough assignment, but I swear I'm going to interview them all. Maybe we will interview them, huh? Where is the... To whom it may concern, frame the atomic blaze by the grace of merciful fate and the might of the Soviet weaponry, Trudograd lives on. Okay. Kaya the herbalist. You notice a small hunchback lady of about 60. At the same time, she's noticing you, her uninvited guest. The longer her gaze travels over you, the more disappointed she looks. Fun, she says. See. The dry and withered one appears before the amazing Sakaria. Behold, people of the world, look upon this withered chunk of a dry biscuit, if you can bear it. How ugly, weak, and stultifyingly stupid he is. But fear not, Mr. Biscuit. I will heal you, and I will heal myself. From what, you ask? From the trauma of resting my tender eyes upon your dumb face. Let's see what she has. Healing powder, okay. Purple mix. Fish. Joint. That was weird, okay. Let's see here. Just want to get rid of those. The weight. Applying. Minus 300 coal. That one. There we go. Just that, but let's see. Having to talk, not to listen to nonsense. You want to spend these last few moments of your earthly existence chatting about nothing instead of discussing your treatment plan? Fine, Dry Biscuit, have it your way. Tell me why you came here, and then we'll discuss curing you. Okay then, I have a few questions for you. Oh no, I'm not wasting my breath on you, Dry Biscuits. You offer some sort of treatment, right? Her lips briefly perk up with a little smile. He asked with feigned disinterest. First of all, do you have the money people want? 500 rubles, and don't lie to me or you'll face 3 unlucky situations. One unlucky situation I can handle, but 3? No, sir. I best take my leave. What the freaking heck? $500? Whoop. Well, beer and bottle of water. What the hiker said. How can you see what you're already? Because I'm using something already. It doesn't come up. So is there like no way to see that? That's kind of weird. Because I'm wearing an outfit on me, this green thing. But I can't see, I can't compare it to this one. Can you like compare them somehow in this game? See what is. Just curious if it's possible or not. Bum bum bum. just talks about. I just want to see, because I can't see, or I just want to see if we can like. Let's see. Okay, so this here. So I'm wearing. Okay, so this is hiker. That only has 12 cold resistance. That seems pretty nice. If I put this on then, do I get the other set on me? Yeah. This one has 7, gives us some survival points. Probably might need the one later on. Over here. Calm down. This athletic fellow is holding a large backpack around his shoulders. He looks into your eyes and states with a slight southern accent, "I don't know your name, Mira." Let me introduce myself. The counterpart nods, crossing his arms in anticipation. "The name will be safe for me." "Oh, Boris. Thank you for your trust, Boris. I swear I will use your name as leverage only if you force me to. As for me, know this. My father gave me the name Artaxasha. What the heck? But my Stalker brothers named me something else. Call me Sher Khan. Why is it so important that you know my name? Knowing someone's name grants power. Like most of humanity, I have no idea how to use his power, but I know that it exists. Why do bandits hide behind extravagant bricks? Why do stalkers and mercenaries use call signs? Truly, every person subconsciously avoids revealing his true name to strangers. I do not pretend to know the mechanics of this process, but ignorance of these tenets does not exempt me from respecting them. And yet you told me your real name. Are you sure that Artaxasha is my real name? Stalker smiles enigmatically, but under your heavy gaze, a smile slowly fades from his face. Yeah, it is, but you told me yours, and I hope you weren't lying. So now we have equal power over one another. Yeah, right. Listen, I want to ask you a couple of questions. I'm listening, Boris. Where are you from, Sher Khan? Stalker turns to one side and points to a pair of boots tied by the laces to the zipper of his backpack. The left one looks as if it had passed through the intestinal tract of some gigantic creature. The right has apparently been shot point blank several times. The name of my native land will not tell you anything, Boris, but know this. When I left my house, these boots attracted many envious glances, for they were brand new. Now they are only suitable as a travel talisman. As for where I'm going, I have not decided yet. I only know that I will change shoes more than a dozen times before I arrive at my destination. What do you do for a living? I already told you I'm a stalker. Almost separated people from animals, implanting in us the unquenchable spark of reason. The secrets of forgotten bunkers, the life of villages cut off from the world, the ruins of ancient settlements, even the songs of the steppe people gathered around the fire. Everything is fuel for the flame I'm trying to kindle from this spark. So can you tell me about Trudograd? Ormuz teaches us the truly wealthy are those who are reasonable, healthy, and live without fear, happy with their lives. Therefore, it has always been strange to hear the locals say that rich people run everything in the city. Ridiculous. Know this, Boris. Trudograd is a city of beggars. There's some rubles with me? Rubles is a small coin. My treasure is the mine, my riches are knowledge. If you are thirsty for it, Boris, I'll give you a drink. But only once, because he who depends on one source will grow lazy. I can tell you about the ruins of al-Bini, the bloody waterfall of the mountain pass of woes, from Solska and Azov 404. Ooh, what do we want? Let's go with Azov 404. What's that? A subterranean city in the Altai Mountains. I can't say more, for its coordinates are a valuable commodity among my friends, but I will never forget the route to this protected place. First, a natural cave, and a path inside which ends at a huge steel gate, and behind the gate, residential buildings, shops, even a tram system, and all this inside of a mountain. How many miracles must this fantastic structure hide? Unfortunately, that is not for me to know. At the time of my visit, it was packed with dangerous mutants, so we couldn't explore for long. You mentioned some kind of Bronzovka. You won't find this elusive village on any map. The most experienced stalkers consider it a myth, the philosopher's stone of our profession. Yet I've been there. Though both I and my fellow travelers only remember vague details, as if that place wishes to leave no trace, neither in the world nor in memory. We discovered empty houses with tablets set for the meal, tea still warm, and fresh bread on the counter of the general store. But no matter how much we ate, the food did not sate our hunger, and the water from the well did not quench our thirst. How's that? Your guess is as good as mine. I remember we kicked down a door, but the moment we looked away, it returned to its hinges. One of my companions cut himself on a bit of broken glass, and when we left the village, the wound disappeared. The guy told us that his previous group quarreled over loot. One of them had his skull split open with a brick, but when the corpse was dragged out of the village, it came to life. Just mumbled about some chairman. This whole anomaly seems to be stuck in time as we were leaving. I looked in the window of the house we had just ransacked. The tea we drank was back. In the same places around the table, on the same tablecloth I stole, and my backpack was empty. In a word, the whole experience was an illusion. Tell me about the waterfall. A few years ago, I went to see my friends in an old castle standing in the middle of a distant mountain pass of woes. It was they who gave me the coordinates of this mysterious place where the water was like blood. The liquid itself was red, but the taste, I ventured to take a single sip, was indistinguishable from water. Strange, yes? I wonder what gave rise to such an anomaly. Oh, we've been at that place in the first game. Tell me about the ruins. al-Bini is an evaporated lake far to the south. I wandered along its bottom, studying the skeletons of wrecked boats. However, the stalker word they find that day was not made by me. but by a group of local farmers who came to collect dried algae to fertilize their fields. They dug up a slab hidden beneath the sill, cut from a single piece of black marble. After a day spent on excavation, the farmers realized this was the roof of an unknown structure. They had uncovered the ruins of an ancient city, a city of black marble. 5 pointed temples, trident-shaped spires, and weird minarets. Whose hand raised this place, and when? The answer was beyond both the farmers and myself. Thanks for the story, but there's something else I would like to ask. Okay, and now let's change the subject. Whatever you say, just a moment. Competence is my main virtue. Stalker unceremoniously exits the conversation, runs over to merchant stalls selling hiking supplies. After a brief bit of haggling, he returns, clutching his purchase to his chest. This is a non-linear scanner, a secret pre-war invention used to survey rooms for listening devices and weapons. A favorite gizmo of stalkers seeking hidden treasure. Finally, the latest version is available. Thanks for the conversation, Mira, but now I must be on my way. Where are you going? Some scientist from Astrakhan is organizing an expedition to the Dead City. A scientist? Mira? He will get eaten alive without an experienced adventurer to dupe. Guide him. Okay, I sure can. Okay. An ancient woman is carefully placing various vegetables and tubers on the stand when she sees her claps her hands and say, "Hello there, sweetie, buy something. It's winter, you need all the vitamins you can get." Father, can I please get a discount? No, sweetie, the stuff is cheap as it is. I can see how I could make it any cheap. Yeah, let me see what you got. Okay. Could you answer a couple of questions for me? What can I tell you? Look at yourself. You already know about everything. Understood? Okay.